Imagine being at 26,000 feet, where the air is so thin your body is literally cooked. Welcome to the South Call, the death zone, a place where your brain starts to swell and every breath feels like a battle. In May 1996, a man named Beck Weathers didn't just survive this nightmare, he defied every law of biology. This wasn't just luck, guys. This was straight up impossible. Left for dead twice, buried in a brutal blizzard, and documented as a corpse, Beck decided to pull the most clutch move in mountaineering history. Buckle up, because we're diving into the story of the man who was literally too stubborn to die. Beck Weathers wasn't some elite mountain goat who grew up in the Alps. He was your average Texas pathologist who suddenly caught a major case of wanderlust. We're talking a go big or go home midlife crisis that landed him right on the slopes of the world's tallest rock. But here's the kicker. Beck had recently had eye surgery, and back then, surgeons didn't know that at high altitudes, the pressure makes your corneas flatten out. By the time Beck hit 27,000 feet, his vision didn't just blur, it completely glitched out. He was effectively flying blind in a literal death zone. His guide, Rob Hall, told him to stay put on a ledge and wait, but as the sun went down, the weather turned into the real deal. When that 1996 storm hit, everything went south fast. It was straight up brick out there, temps dropping to minus 40 degrees Celsius with winds that could peel paint off a car. Beck was stuck in a huddle of lost climbers, freezing and hallucinating. To make it more gut-wrenching, his mind kept drifting back to his family in Dallas. He could practically see his wife, Peach, waiting for a phone call that might never come. When a rescue team finally reached them, Beck was unresponsive and encased in ice, his right arm frozen solid in the air. The pros made a brutal call. They figured he was donezo and left him there to save the people who still had a heartbeat. For 15 hours, Beck lay in the snow like a human popsicle. No tent, no sleeping bag, just pure, bone-chilling cold. Any normal person would have been a permanent landmark by sunrise. But Beck, this man was just built different. Something in his lizard brain snapped. He saw a blue spark and a vision of his family that acted like a shot of adrenaline. The doctor saw a corpse, but Beck's brain was like, hold my beer. He didn't just wake up, he clutched up when it mattered most. He forced his frozen limbs to move, stood up, and started stumbling toward where he thought Camp 4 was. It was the ultimate underdog comeback. When Beck finally stumbled into camp, the other climbers nearly jumped out of their skins. He looked like a zombie from a big-budget horror flick, with one arm frozen stiff and a face pitch black from frostbite. He survived the highest helicopter rescue ever recorded, but the mountain took its toll. He lost his right hand, his fingers on the left, and his nose. But check this out, he didn't let that break him. He got a new nose grown on his forehead, fixed his life, and became a legend. He traded his hands for a second chance at being a father and a husband. Everest is no joke, guys. It's a place that humbles even the best. But Beck Weathers? He brought that main character energy to the summit and back. He's the living proof that no matter how deep the snow or how dark the storm, you can always find a way to clutch up. So, next time you feel like giving up on a tough day, just remember the guy who died twice on Everest and still walked home. What do you think? Is Beck the GOAT of survival stories? Drop a comment, hit that like button, and subscribe for more insane stories from the edge. Peace.